Thank you, Senator Payton, members of the committee. I appreciate you having me here this morning. This is an important bill.
If you could start with your name and who you
represent. Joey McCutchen. I'm here as a citizen.
You can proceed.
When I woke up this morning, one thing that kept running through my head is the fact that when we lose our rights in our society, we never get them back. And when we create so many roadblocks that we can never exercise those rights, like we're seeing in this process on the initiative process, which I obviously think is extremely important, we never get those rights back. And I'm a conservative, way over to the right, way over there. But I find myself agreeing with folks who are sitting on the outside of the rail today. And we as Republicans control this Senate. You control the House, and you got overwhelming numbers now. And one day, I don't know when that day will be, but I suspect when my grandkids are coming before this body, they're going to experience the shoe on the other foot, that there will be Democrats in Senator Sullivan's seat, and there will be Democrats here, and here, and we will probably wish that we had the right to petition, because this isn't just like any bill. This bill is much bigger than any bill. To me, it rises up to the level of something that I spoke on for many years. It's the Freedom of Information Act, because it protects our freedom. So make no mistake, this is the biggest bill in this session, in my humble opinion. But we've heard conversations about what's the purpose of the bill, what's the reasons behind the bill, what's the problem, as Senator Hammer said earlier, what problem are you trying to fix? And I ask myself, what problem are we trying to fix here? Because I've heard anecdotal evidence. I've heard several of the folks that I agree with on the anti-abortion folks. I've heard them come up and say they were deceived. But how many prosecutions and how many convictions have we had for fraud, for petition fraud? But the thing that really, really concerns me, and I also read a few passages out of the Conscience of Conservatives this morning, and the thing that really concerns me is this is big government. This is authoritarian government. And we can't get around that fact. There are no due process in this bill for everyday citizens. I mean, why didn't we do these folks who are going to be summoned by this all-powerful law enforcement agency, Senator Hammer, these people should have rights. They should be able, you should tell them, you can bring a lawyer. You can present evidence in your defense. The evidence is going to be by not preponderance, just the greater weight. It's going to be by the criminal standard, because we're losing freedoms. And to me, this is Orwellian. I mean, this document validity, it's big government. It's authoritarian. It's the heavy hand of government on citizens, because one day I'm sure I will be before this law enforcement, this probably uncertified. But we have laws on the books now. We have laws that are killing our freedom, law after law after law. And we have agency after agency to enforce these laws. So my final thought, and I hope you'll consider this, is let's enforce the laws that we have, and let's find the problem, because there have been, the best I can tell, there have really been no prosecutions in the last 10 years for petition fraud. And so let's enforce the law we have, and I appreciate the time you've given me, and I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
All right, members, are there any questions for Mr. McCutchen? All right, excuse me, Senator Clark.
Mr. McCutchen?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you being here today to testify, and I know how strongly you feel about this. and I appreciate the way in which you presented it. I would hope that everyone would have that same decorum, wouldn't you?
Sir?
I said I would hope that everyone would have that same decorum, wouldn't you?
And that's what I've seen this morning. Everyone to a person that has testified this morning has had that same decorum. I sure would. Yes, sir.
We would disagree about that, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Am I free?
Oh, yeah, I think.
Thank you.
All right, next